Creativity Podcast. I'm your host, Mari Riesberg. Over the past several years, I've combined my degrees in acting and somatic psychology to share my sustaining creativity techniques with performers. And now I've decided to share it with a bigger audience that includes you. I believe we are all creative, and this podcast is all about that. I'll be interviewing people from all backgrounds, ages, and creativity experiences to share just how creative we all are. Today, I'll be chatting with Maria-Katarina Johannesson. She's a link building specialist, marketing and brand growth expert. Please enjoy Maria-Katarina Johannesson. Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. Today, I'm chatting with Maria-Katarina Johannesson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy to have you joining me. I cannot wait to dive into creativity and learn more about the work you do. You're a link building specialist, a marketing expert, and you work with brand growth. I can't wait to dive into all the creativity that shows up there. But before we jump in, why don't you let our listeners know a little bit more about yourself and what it is you do?
Absolutely. So I think you summarized what I do very, very well. What I would like to add to that is perhaps that I have a very human-centered focus. And I think that matters because we talk so much about AI in today's world, how we can become more effective. And, instead of doing something that takes 5 steps, AI can do it in one. And I think we just gotten a bit lost that, just because it takes you a human a little bit longer, that doesn't mean that's necessarily wrong or the wrong method. So I like to say a bit jokingly, but that I bring friendly plants because I'm also a very plant-oriented person to every link building campaign, and it's just very, very important for me on a very personal level to never forget that human perspective because SEO is so technical, and although I do like my data, I do like Excel sheets, not gonna lie, but I think that has more to do with my nerdy side. When you talk to a client, when you talk to another human being, it's about, and I know you of all people would know this, that it's about meeting people where they are.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That was a very long answer. Sorry.
No, it was lovely. I appreciate all of the pieces that go into the work that you do. And
Yeah.
and yeah, for individuals who may not know what link building
Mhm.
is, would you
Yeah,
mind sharing a little bit about
absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. So I would describe it like this for a non-tech person. Think of it as a digital high fives. Let's say,
Ah,
yeah. So that is the short version. If we are going to
mhm.
go a little bit further without the technical jargon, it's basically like another website, ideally in a related field that you are operating in, who is giving you a, a, a link, a
Mhm.
hyperlink that you can click on, and it takes the user to your website. So it's in essence, it's actually like you are building reputation. That's what it is. Someone is giving you a part of their reputation and saying, hey, I want to be associated with this website. I want to be associated with this brand.
Got it. Got it. It's the networking, the virtual networking.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, you live a creative life
Mm,
and work in creativity, and I'm curious what it means. What does it mean to you to be creative?
mm. Many things. The first thing that comes to mind, just to give you a little bit backstory. English is obviously not my first language. I think your listeners can hear that, and with that comes that I we move back into the future. I was about to say, well, look who's tired. I mean, maybe we can one day. Well, I was gonna say we're gonna move back in history. Uh, I used to run a Swedish agency, and only doing work in Swedish.
Mhm.
And then I was like, I really want try to go international and explore this opportunity. The Swedish, I mean, let's face it, the Swedish market is it's it's comfortable, it's nice, it's
Yeah.
very safe.
Mm. Hmm.
Oh, I had so much anxiety and just like I cannot do it. But then, and this is to answer your question, I try to really live and really step into what I just thought was really scary. So I really try to feel the fear and do it anyway. To
Mm.
me, that is what's being creative is all about. And
Hmm.
it's really hard, but it's it makes you evolve.
Yes, it does. And I love that feel the fear and do it anyway. Where did that come? Was that something you grew up with, or where did you
Yeah, I
pick that
just woke
up?
up one day and I have it all.
Yeah. Right.
No, don't worry. I'm not a superhuman. Uh, I My dad, he's always been an entrepreneur and he's
Mm.
always been self-employed. So I was from a very early age, I
Mhm.
was introduced to this. He's also a copywriter.
Oh.
So, I remember going to his office and just like looking at the notes and just like it was like I was breathing a creative air, even like
Hmm.
from young age.
Yeah.
And he just showed me that not only that there are alternative ways to live your life, but also he's always told me that being creative is not about being right or wrong. It's just like, we try this, you do this, we try this, throw out ideas. Some ideas are going to be good, some ideas are going to be bad. Just throw out ideas, just try it.
Hmm.
And that's been very, very valuable for me to in order also to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway.
Absolutely. I love the just breathing creative air is it creates such a wonderful image in my mind of what
Mm.
that was like
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you and navigating that in your life today. How do you bring the the creative air into what you do and
yeah.
into your life outside of
Yeah,
work?
yeah. Um, I love spending time with the children, talk to children, just
Mhm.
talk to people in general. I'm in Sweden, we have an expression called lagom, and this term means not too much and not too little. You should be lagom. You should just be like in the safe space. I think you probably picked up. I'm not very lagom. I am this type of person who likes to. I actually just started this the other month. I started to make like a big thermos with coffee,
Mhm.
and then I go down to the local park and I bring like some extra cups in case I meet some nice people and I just like and they can be young, they can be older. It doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
Um, for me, it's all about meeting people and not only meeting people, but actively listening to them.
Oh,
Does that make
yeah.
sense?
Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
uh, that really inspires me. And nature, obviously. I'm a huge plant person, and I think because I would, in a way, like a part of Maria would like my life to be an Excel. I would like to live in an Excel sheet, if I'm honest.
Mhm.
Um, And I just think that I have to balance that. So
Mm.
that's where the chill kids, that's where plants, that's where, being spontaneous come in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good balance.
Yeah.
challenging sometimes to
Oh,
engage
yes.
with it, but
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good balance to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you are, what inspired you to take a thermos of coffee to the park and where did that idea generate from?
That is a very good question. My partner asked me the same. He was like, are you sure you're Swedish?" And I was like, "No, but I'm gonna do it anyway." Well, Um, I I I just want to. You got to be the change, right? You just
Mm,
have to take part and, act. And again, it goes back to feel the fear and do it anyway.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not like I'm waiting to harass a random random person with a cup of
Sure.
coffee, but you you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but it's about these moments to moments, because it's
Mm-hmm.
so, and I talk about this and I write about it a lot about getting caught up in a maze or
Mm-hmm.
the maze that life is. It's children, it's just day-to-day grind and getting enough jobs and bookings and patients and clients or whatever, then
Sure.
parents and getting older, like, and it's just finding these outlets. And
Mm.
I actually met my neighbor the other day, and I was circling around. Actually, it was a bit creepy, actually, but she was talking on the phone, so I didn't want to obviously approach her then. But then I had spotted her, and then I was like, "Oh, are you here?"
I love that. I'm so curious, being that you are Swedish and live in
Mm.
Sweden, what is the Swedish culture relationship to creativity?
Mm. But it's a very good question. I think we are, in general, a very creative people.
Hmm.
And I think that the fact or the reason for that is one big reason is that it's dark half time of the year.
Sure.
No, I'm being serious. So in
Yeah.
the between like November to March, it varies, but on average, it gets dark around 3, 4
Hmm.
in the evening.
Yeah.
So I think that not only does that allow people to sit inside and create whatever that means for them,
Yeah.
but also because we live in there's so many, like, there's seasons here. When the spring and the summer arrives, I mean, you could spot a Swede miles away. I know the people are not going to be able to see me, but you can see, describe what I do. This is a Swede that just close the eyes and just staring at the sun. That's
Mhm.
who we are. And I just think the season really help with it
Mhm.
being getting into the creative mind.
Mhm. Mm. I love hearing different cultures and experiences of
Yeah.
creativity around the world because I think it's such a value for others to hear
Mm.
what that
Yeah.
experience is and
Yeah.
to see where there's crossover or
Mm.
where things feel similar in that,
Mm.
that more inward time of year
Mm.
versus the
Mm.
outward expression of
Mm.
creative opportunity or just life and
No.
people in general. So, thank you.
No worries. No
Yeah.
worries.
Well, in terms of, the work you do working with
Hmm.
people and navigating spreadsheets, when
Yeah.
you find yourself coming up against challenges, or
Mm.
what are some of the challenges you find yourself facing and how do you navigate them?
One big thing for me in order to answer your question, how to navigate them.
Mhm.
Um, for me, it's a big one is to get caught up in this maze. Yeah, that I start to focus on the wrong things.
Yeah.
That I am, and then all of a sudden 3 hours have just passed. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, what exactly did I do? Well, nothing.
Hmm.
It's so stupid. And then but then you can like really get down to down in like a downward spiral with where you can feel resentment and
Yeah.
all those sort of things like, ah, I'm so unprofessional. I shouldn't do it. Blah 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 blah. Um, for me, a big thing that has helped is to pause and reflect. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I really like Tara Brach with the rain um, model. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
With her, it's very much like it's basically like grounding work
Mm-hmm.
that you name. That you first recognize what you are actually feeling, you
Yeah.
name it, you give it space, you hold it, you try not to uh, like label it as good or bad or whatever. You just let it exist. And
Mm-hmm.
um, for me, that is very helpful just because I am a very impatient and I am just like my partner sometimes call me I'm a sergeant like because I am like what do you do this and now you do
Uh-huh.
and I mean it's not wrong. I have my moments for sure and but even the sergeant needs to zoom out and
Mm.
really uh, you know, take that pause and reflect on
Mhm.
what is actually happening inside of me.
Right. How do you remind yourself to pause? Are you someone that does it at the same time every day or builds it
Mm,
in or how do you create that pause for yourself?
yeah. So actually, I have a mindfulness teacher that I work with, and that has helped me a lot. And when I come to her and I am in this Excel sheet brain state,
Mhm.
and she's just like, only this much. Can we allow it in an allowing space? And I'm just like,
Oh.
it's like she just, take the key and just unlocks the door, and I'm just like,
Mm.
yes, uh, please.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a big thing, and another thing that now, unfortunately, they're not my neighbors anymore, but I used to have neighbors that they had two kids,
Mhm.
and I've known them since they were like zero,
Yeah.
and I used to babysit them, and uh, so that would always help. And that's why I
Yeah.
say, children, they are
Mhm.
they are just pure joy. They have whatever they discover is just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this just happened to me. And
Yeah.
that is mindfulness. It's
Hmm.
amazing. It's just, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful souls.
Oh, I love that. I love the having someone to support the mindfulness. That is important. And when we get to practice it, so we can
Mhm.
do it when we're not with our teacher.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the win.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So in your typical day, when uh, hmm, I guess what is my question? I'm curious how creativity shows up in your day-to-day life,
Mm,
whether it's particularly at work. Are you someone who does,
mm,
color-coded
mm.
things, or is that how your creativity shows up, or
That's a very good question. So, I do a lot of like video related
Mm.
things,
Mhm.
audits and like just videos for like content creation and so forth. And actually also is I have another motto that really comes in hand when I do these sort of things.
Mhm.
And it's when the doubts kick in and so forth.
Mhm.
Then I think why not? Why shouldn't I do it? Just do it. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Because again, isn't that what creativity is? Like you want to push the boundaries, you want to
Yeah.
expand, you want to add another color, or you want to go like, maybe we can do it like this.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe we should draw it like this. Oh, let's try out. Let's see what happens.
I love that. Allowing your creative life force to come through in the work
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
willing to embrace it
yeah,
in a big
yeah,
way. That's so
yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
And I don't know if I can just share another thing.
Please.
Uh, so I had, I really like when it makes sense. I like to, I like to talking to taxi drivers. So whenever I'm in a cab, I love speaking to the drivers,
Mhm.
and I just feel like they have often very like interesting stories and
Mm-hmm.
wisdom, and I'm very intrigued. Again, going back to the people aspect.
Yeah.
So last month I was talking to this taxi driver and he all of a sudden, I mean, I haven't obviously asked his age or anything,
Mhm.
but all of a sudden he was like, "Do you know how old I am?" And I told him, "I have no idea. Please tell me." And he was like, "I'm 76 years old."
Wow.
And I got shocked. I was like, "You're joking?" He's like, "No, I'm not." And then I of course, I mean, I was like, "You look so fresh. Like, what is the secret sauce?" I was like, "What have you done? Like, tell me everything." And he's like, "I'm gonna tell you. I don't watch the news. I just watch Donald Duck several hours per day." And I just thought that was the most hilarious. That's,
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like what a beautiful uh, keeping yourself young.
yeah. And he's like, "I just laugh. Just
Oh.
laugh, watch like cartoons, and you're gonna look like me." So maybe we should try it out. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it is a huge part of childhood and is
Yeah.
important in growth, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that. It's
Yeah. Thank you
that
for
exciting
giving me the opportunity.
little story. Well, for
Yeah.
people who may feel like their creativity is heavy or lost, or how would you encourage them to find their creativity again?
Mm. Um, I think as humans, we are so wired to put labels on ourselves, like,
Mhm.
who are you? I do this. I am a woman and I do link building or I do this. Instead of thinking like that, because that's your current state, right?
Yeah.
Think about who are you becoming
Mm,
or who would you like to become and how would that person
yeah.
act? And if it's hard to see yourself,
Mhm.
just think of it as in a like in third person.
Mm, that's great advice. And yeah, who would you like to become? Okay. Or who would Mari like to become? And
Exactly.
then,
Mm,
yeah, okay. That's a great tool to play with and write about. And all right. That's so
mm.
fun. And sounds like a fun project.
No, yes, because I try to apply it myself,
Mhm.
and whenever I feel, to go back uh, to moving from the Swedish market to the international market,
Mhm.
I detached myself from it, and I started to think about like a person with me with a similar background and experience
Yeah.
like me, and then it was easier to make that transition
Mm.
to remove the shame because shame is such a complicated feeling.
Mhm. It is. Okay. That's well, I hope listeners practice it or try it out. Who would you like to become? I think that's a wonderful piece.
Mm.
And this has been such a wonderful conversation. I have one last question for you. What does it feel like in your body to be creative?
Mm. It feels like warm and like bubbles.
Ah,
Bubbles.
I love it.
Because bubbles are playful.
Yes, they absolutely are. I love that. Thank you for sharing all of this and taking the time to join me. If people want to learn more about the work you do and have out in the world, how could they go about doing that?
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me. I loved it. I could have talked for probably a few more hours,
Yes,
but
yes.
maybe for another time. But
Yeah.
um, you can just Google Links and Maria in one word. If you feel up for the challenge to type my Swedish name, it's Maria-Katarina Johannesson. Very confusing, I know. Just type in Linksandmaria, email me, maria@linksandmaria.com, and just share what your creative journey looks like, and I would happily answer.
Lovely. Well, I will put links in show notes so people have very easy access. And thank you so much for taking the time to join me. This has been such a fantastic conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. We'd love to keep in touch, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are at Sustaining Creativity. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Tag your friends and family so they can listen too. We love to hear from you, so leave your reviews, comments, and questions. Check out our website, sustainingcreativity.com, for upcoming offerings and creativity coaching. Tune in Tuesdays for our next episode. And remember, with creativity, anything's possible.